A pleasant day, everyone. To give us an update on the dispute resolution matters, let's all welcome Attorney Jesucito Morales, the WCO Dispute Resolution Administrator.
Greetings to everyone. Disputes arising between or among the participants to a WCO transaction could disrupt or impact adversely on the smooth operations of the parties. Worse, if such disruption or adverse impact escalates or expands to affect the larger market economics in the event that said dispute is not resolved promptly and effectively. To obviate such an eventuality, we in the Dispute Resolution Administration are working on measures. First, to avoid having any such disputes from happening altogether. And second, on occasions where a dispute for one reason or another could not be avoided, to at least mitigate its disruptive effect or adverse impact by having said disputes resolved cost efficiently and expeditiously. On the higher plane, in consideration of WCO being an autonomous or independent market, these measures are being made effective in order to obviate the need for government's intervention and or obviate the use of the coercive powers of the state through the courts in resolving. In sum, the measures that we are working on or implementing are, again, first, dispute avoidance. Second, if for some reasons disputes cannot be avoided, to resolve them cost efficiently and expeditiously. And third, having a dispute resolution framework that is effective in order to obviate the need for government intervention and or of the coercive powers of the state in resolving disputes, consistent with the WCO's status as an autonomous or independent, that is, self-governing and self-respecting mature market. For the first measure, that is on dispute avoidance, one, where we spot possible sources of disputes in the WCO operation manuals, we so call the attention of the pendant to this in order for the relevant governance committees to address them before they become a cause of any dispute. Two, we have and promote a dispute management protocol or DMP, where controversies are resolved internally by and between the parties involved, preventing these controversies from escalating into full-blown disputes. And in this regard, we seek for the WCO members to appoint their DMP focal persons ahead of time and train them or make them proficient in the observance of the dispute avoidance. And three, we don't admit disputes for resolution until and unless the parties have exhausted sincere efforts to resolve their controversies by themselves internally first. For the second measure, being for the cost-efficient resolution of disputes, while we are able to get the best arbitrators in the country, they being authors of books on arbitration law deans and professors, and experienced leading arbitration practitioners in our roster of accredited WSM arbitrators and mediators. They are on an on-call basis, meaning there is no carrying cost for the WSM members, but parties to a dispute pay for their services only if and when their professional services are required. And for the expeditious resolution of disputes, the arbitration framework and procedures are such that an arbitral award is rendered within 6 months from the formulation and signing of the terms of reference, and the procedural steps, therefore, are structured to ensure that this expeditious requirement is well met. For the third measure, being for the effective resolution of disputes, not only are the arbitral awards made final and binding on the parties, academic reports on the same are regularly being made to the PEM board for the benefit of the governance committees so that they are prompted to make the necessary changes or adjustments in the relevant existing rules and/or market manuals so that if the circumstances are repeated in the future, they may no longer give rise to a dispute. For statistics, since the WSM Dispute Resolution Framework was revised in 2011 and we had accredited a roster of arbitrators and mediators, there have only been 2 disputes and the same were expeditiously resolved last year. We hope that this is an indication that we are succeeding in our efforts to minimize having disputes in the wholesale electricity spot market. Incidentally, we have in the WSM website published information and frequently asked questions, including information about the accredited WSM arbitrators and mediators, which we hope are helpful to you, our members, who have need for these measures for the peace and prosperity of the WSM community. I hope you are all keeping safe and well. We are at your service. Thank you.
That's our topic for the day. Attorney Moralos, as the Dispute Resolution Administrator, is tasked to administer and ensure the effective implementation and operation of the WSM dispute resolution process, and to facilitate in the resolution of disputes within the objectives established under the WSM rules. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.